I think I should write a children's story.
Really, Lewis? Tell me more.
Well, I've written science fiction. I've delivered wartime radio addresses. I've spoken to convenes of nuns. Yes, I think the mode for this deep truth is not a treatise about doctrine, but a myth about the true hero.
Huh, I'm intrigued. No disrespect, but I do want to remind you, you are a confirmed bachelor.
Right. Well, I was a child once. Warnie, my older brother, and I had mad fun before we were sent off to that horrid boarding school. Plus, we had those dear refugee children living with us during the last war, and truthfully, it's because of them and Charles' daughter Lucy I need to write this.
They've forgotten that there can be a hero in their story of life.
That's right. Post-war, they have been plodding along in the delusionment of the myth of progress. It's false and empty. In 2 generations, we have seen that we cannot, as a society, evolve into a utopian culture. Instead of progressing into the evolution of perfection, they have devolved into the baseness of the human creature. They're tearing each other apart.
So, to reintroduce them to their hero, which do you pick? Fairy tale, fable, myth?
All of them. Because this one is the one true story. All other stories, even the ones we've written, are just shadows of.
I seem to remember a nearly all-night discussion with my favorite atheists about what you do when a myth isn't just make-believe, but is true.
That's right. The account of Christ had all the making of a fantastic myth. A hero who receives supernatural help and delivers the world from a foe it could never defeat on its own. But this one, the one about Christ, is different because, well, it's true. He did defeat all enemies. I'll forever be grateful for you walking me to the door of Christ.
I'd lost all my friends in the first war, so your friendship has been a gift to me all these years.
This generation needs to be reminded of the deep truth of God's love, showing itself through Christ, his death, resurrection, and the restoration of our rightful place, being seated next to him. Big truths can often come in simple brown paper packages, and these just so happen to be carried by a fawn and a scarf. We talk about this all the time. What are the components of a good story?
That would be setting, problem, solution, and conclusion resolution.
Right. Let's start with our setting.
It's nothing. I just see a black void.
Just wait. This is Narnia.
Narnia, Narnia, Narnia. Awake, love, think, speak. Be walking trees, be talking beasts, be divine waters. give you all of Narnia, and I give you myself.
Wow, what a beautiful world. Truly reminds me of the garden.
Right. And just like in the garden, evil was lurking in the shadows. I'm thinking about a witch, a white witch.
Witch? Well, I strongly vote for a hag. I'm a big fan of hags.
Well, we all know you love a good hag, but
And why white? Why not red or purple or turquoise?
listen, I didn't question your little hobbit having hairy feet. And besides, you have a villain in white too in The Lord of the Rings.
Fair enough. It's good.
She will not only wear white clothes and the fur of a polar bear, but her skin will be white as paper or icing sugar. And she'll have scarlet red lips. And on her head, she will wear a crown of gold spikes, which she has placed there herself.
Which?
Which she has placed. that's a good one. All those of Narnia that stop their ears to the song of their creator are drawn to her. There are some animals that have turned, such as hyenas
And wolves.
Yes.
How about some dwarves or maybe some ogres?
and, hags.
Hags, yes, definitely hags.
And what about some minotaurs and minotaurs too?
Yep. What a scary bunch.
She's a witch of powerful magic, but it's never goodness. It's dark and evil. And evil is always an imitation of good. Evil can never invent a new form of beauty and joy. In her effort to subjugate Narnia, she will make it always winter, and never Christmas. Cold, hard, barren winter. This creature, the witch, will pursue power and wield dominion for no other reason but to have it. She does nothing with it, and everything she can to keep it. I'm thinking she needs a weapon, a wand perhaps,
For what purpose?
to turn obstinate Narnians into stone, the culmination of her complete control over them.
So, who do you see as the protagonist for the story?
Well, I was thinking it would be 4 children who are siblings and were evacuated from London during the Second War. The youngest we'll name Lucy after our friend Charles Barfield's daughter.
Ah, She was a jewel of a girl with that childlike faith that believed the impossible wasn't always impossible.
Right. She's always kind, as she is courageous. That is Lucy, the youngest. Next we have Susan. She's the second oldest of the children, and like so many of the girl evacuees that stayed with us, she's very entrenched in what is, well, reasonable and safe. She wants to be seen as older than she is.
Ah, she cares for her siblings.
Right, so yes, she's a good girl.
Now the other two, are they boys?
Yes, the firstborn is Peter. The seeds of strength and the desire to lead are in him. Not quite sure what he's supposed to be doing, but Peter's going to do it anyway. These boys are actually a lot like my older brother Warnie and me. Warnie was such a warrior king kind of chap.
Ah, so the last one is like you?
Yes, we'll call him Edmund. Ed for short. After Mother died and Father sent us to that horrid school, I was emotionally starving, always looking for something to numb the ache.
So, we have our setting, protagonist, antagonist. Now, what is our plot? What problem needs to be solved? How does that problem show itself between the children, the White Witch, and all of Narnia?
One word. Treachery. Edmund has entered into Narnia and met the White Witch. She has drawn him close to her through his love of Turkish delights.
Turkish delights? That's like the lamest dessert ever. I mean, chocolate cake, cheesecake, or even a good jelly roll. All of these are better than Turkish delight.
Well, these are magical sweets that entangle you, wrapping you so tightly around them that all you can think about is these sweets. You'd do anything for them, even betraying your family and all of Narnia to boot.
Strangest thing, an unexpected magic land stole beneath my feet. Came across a lady who dressed herself in white. She took her coat to cover me, the clear and cold as ice. What do you want? Turkish delight. It's my favorite thing. Turkish delight. What I would do. Turkish delight. Wouldn't think I'd lie, but I think I'd do anything with a tiny bit of fire. I would sell you out, I'd give you all away. A lot of trees might do me in, but I gotta get another taste. Turkish delight. It's my favorite thing. Turkish delight. What I would do. Turkish delight. Every time. Turkish delight. What I wouldn't do. Turkish delight. What I wouldn't give. Turkish delight. Turkish delight. She got me underneath the spell and chewing with one bite. Now all I want is my Turkish delight. Turkish delight. Turkish delight. Turkish delight. Turkish delight. What do you want? Turkish delight. I want Turkish delight. I want Turkish delight. I want Turkish delight.
What's wrong?
Wait, how did the children even get into Narnia?
Oh, right. Sorry, I got ahead of myself. Let's rewind. Come on, it's okay. Just, right in here. Okay. Backwards.
Oh, they're going backwards now.
Around us, in fact. Okay.
Now they're
Back that way.
traffic.
Narnia and traffic hasn't quite been figured out yet. I haven't written that into the story. Well, they entered Narnia
Wait,
through a large...
don't tell me. Put on the sky. No. How about some magic rings? No? They jumped through a painting. There has to be that one.
No, all good ideas, but they entered Narnia through a large piece of furniture.
Oh. What?
A wardrobe.
Obviously, as it should be. A wardrobe is clearly a gateway to a magical world.
Well, when you think like a child, it really is a natural place. I do have this fear that children all over Great Britain will find themselves locked in cupboards and wardrobes while trying to play Narnia.
Well, just tell them to leave the jar or something, just like...
Our youngest, Lucy, enters through the coats, past a lamppost, and meets a fawn in a scarf, carrying packages and an umbrella. The fawn says,
Hi, I'm Mr. Tumnus. Would you like to come to my house for tea?
Tea?
"Don't knock it. Afternoon tea is one of the greatest contributions of the British Empire to society. Plus, taking something known and ordinary and adding in a little splash of extraordinary is definitely a running theme in this book. Imagine having tea with a fawn. How fun is that?"
Okay.
Poor girl. She returns to her world, and no one believes her. That is, until Edmund stumbles in and gets hooked on Turkish delights, falling under the power of the White Witch.
Must have Turkish delights.
All of the children finally arrive. Peter, Susan, Edmund, and Lucy. They go to Mr. Tumnus's house, after they get their coats on, only to discover that it's been ransacked and he is nowhere to be found.
Look here. It's a notice of the arrest of Mr. Tumnus. The former occupant of these premises, the Fawn Tumnus, is under arrest and awaiting his trial on a charge of high treason against Her Imperial Majesty Jadis, Queen of Narnia, Chatelaine of Cair Paravel, Empress of the Lone Islands, etc. Also of comforting her said Majesty's enemies, harboring spies, and fraternizing with humans. Signed, Margrim, Captain of the Secret Police. Long live the Queen.
Poor Mr. Tumnus. I think he's in trouble because of me.
Who is this Queen, Lou?
She isn't even queen at all. She's a witch, a white witch. All the creatures of the wood hate her. She's cast enchantment all over Narnia, where it's always winter and never Christmas.
That's awful.
The children are not quite sure what to do or where to go. With the help of a bird, they are led to Mr. Beaver, who summons them into a little thicket of trees.
Are you the sons of Adam and the daughters of Eve?
We are. We are some of them.
Shh, not so loud.
Who are you afraid of? It's just us.
There are the trees. They're always listening. Most of them are on our side, but who would face her? You know who I mean.
When it comes to taking sides, how do we know you are a friend?
Not mean to be rude, Mr. Beaver, but we are strangers.
Quite right, quite right. Here's my token.
That's my hanky. I had given it to Mr. Tumnus.
Poor fellow. He got wind of the arrest and brought this to me. He gave me the instruction I must meet you here and take you to. They say Aslan is on the move. He may have already landed.
Now, the children hadn't met Aslan yet. None of these Narnians had, and as a matter of fact, neither of you, or you. At the mention of his name, the children felt such a stirring inside of them. Like in a dream, you know when something is really good even if you don't quite know what it is. Or in Edmund's case, something that is really horrible.
And what about Mr. Tumnus?
No more here. Let's go so we can talk and have dinner.
We're eating again?
Yes, we are.
All right.
After meeting Mrs. Beaver, they have a fine meal of fish, potatoes, and a wonderful marmalade roll. This is where we learn more about our hero. It is then Mr. and Mrs. Beaver tell them everything, who Aslan is, and the prophecies about when all things will be made right.
Who's Aslan, you ask? Is he a man? No, he's not a man.
All will be like when Aslan is in sight. At the sound of his roar, sorrow will be no more. When he bares his teeth, winter will meet its death. And when he shakes his mane, we shall have spring again.
He's a lion. He's the king of the wood and the son of the great emperor beyond the sea.
Is he safe?
Safe? Of course he isn't safe, but he is good. He's the king, I tell you.
I'm longing to see him.
And see him you shall. I am tasked with taking you to him at the stone table.
Are you sure we need to meet him?
Oh, yes, there is another old rhyme you say. When Adam's flesh and Adam's bone sits a care pervert and throne, the evil time will be over and done.
So this is why the White Witch is so concerned about when humans come to Narnia.
Yes, now that Aslan is on the move and you are here, the White Witch knows her days are numbered.
At this point, the children notice that Edmund has slipped away, and they realize that he has gone to the witch to betray them all.
Give up his family and the whole world for Turkish delights?
It's a powerful magic on those sweets, but it was also for power. She had promised him he would be king. Now, when we join Edmund, we see that he is trudging through the cold, snowy night to the witch's castle, and he does not have the warm welcome he had hoped for. He sees the wolf, meets the statues, and stands before the queen alone.
Where are your brothers and sisters? How dare you come to me alone?
I brought them to Narnia, so they are much closer than before.
You fool!
Fool is such a harsh word. Are you sure you should be putting that in a children's book?
Well, the way I see it is that she's a witch, so naturally she would say bad things, right? I mean, surely the children that read this will know not to say that word, right?
Well, you're the author.
I do know that they're at the Beaver's house right now, and then they will go to the stone table to meet Aslan.
Don't ever say that name in my presence again, or I will turn you into stone.
But then she realizes he might be more helpful alive. He could be bait for the other children.
Prepare my sledge. Let us be off to the House of Beavers at once.
Do you think we could have one tiny, tiny Turkish delight as we go?
No!
Okay.
Back at the House of the Beavers, Mrs. Beaver calmly prepares everyone's satchel, and they're off, taking the low way through brush and under tree limbs until they arrive at a little cave where beavers used to hide when the days were full of danger for beavers. They bed down for the night when they get there. They awake to bells. All are terrified that it's her, so Mr. Beaver naturally sneaks out to investigate. And who does he see off in the distance but Father Christmas himself?
I must protest. By putting in Father Christmas, you're completely breaking the children's bond with the fantasy world. I mean, you might as well throw in a Cupid, or an Easter Bunny, maybe a leprechaun. The possibilities are endless here.
Well, it works. I promise. So many children around the world still believe in Santa Claus coming to their home. Plus, the original St. Nick fought against injustice, was a champion for truth, and was a protector of children. Legend has it he once punched a heretic. That's who's coming to Narnia, not that roly-poly Santa Claus those Yanks have over in America.
Fine,
Plus,
okay.
I've written myself into a corner on this one because more than once I've said it's always winter and never Christmas. Father Christmas is truly the herald that the curse is beginning to break. He has to come.
That works in our world too, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. After telling Mrs. Beaver she will have a new sewing machine waiting at the house, and Mr. Beaver that every single house project on his to-do list is done, he was a very happy beaver.
The White Witch has kept me out for a long time, but I've come at last. Aslan is on the move and the witch's magic is weakening. And now, I have presents. Children, these are tools, not toys. Peter, Adam's son.
Yes, sir.
The time you'll need these is close at hand. Bear them well. Susan, Eve's daughter. These are for you. Use these to protect yourself. If ever you are in danger, blow on the horn and help will come for you from somewhere. And Susan, Eve's daughter. And Lucy, Eve's daughter. If ever your friends need healing, a few drops from your bottle will restore them to right health. And I have one last thing.
Basket with the fixings for a proper tea.
Why are you so obsessed with tea?
I don't know. To be completely honest, I don't know. But after tea, they had full bellies and were ready to finish their journey to the stone table.
unexpected magic land. Stole beneath my feet. Came across a lady who just a southern white. She took her coat to cover me with a queer and cold as ice. What do you want? Circus delight. It's my favorite thing. Circus delight. What I would do. Circus delight. It's me every time. Circus delight. What I would give. What I wouldn't do for her. You wouldn't think I'd fall for it. You wouldn't think I'd lie. But I think I'd do anything with a tiny bit of fire. I would sell you out, I'd give you all away. The lava trees might do me in, but I gotta get another day. Circus delight. It's my favorite thing. Circus delight. What I would do. Circus delight. Every time. Circus delight. What I would give. Circus delight. What I wouldn't do. Circus delight. What I wouldn't give. Circus delight. Circus delight. She got me underneath the spell, enchanted with one bite. Now all I want is my Turkish delight. Turkish delight. Turkish delight. Turkish delight. Turkish delight. What do you want? Turkish delight. I want Turkish delight. Turkish delight. across a lady who just a southern white. She took her coat to cover me, and a queer cold as ice. What do you want? Turkish delight. It's my favorite thing. Turkish delight. What I would do. Turkish delight. It's me every time. Turkish delight. What I would give.
folks realize anymore that something can be both wonderful and horrible at the same time. They often think it's one or the other.
Sure, tell me. Have they arrived at the stone table?
Yes, and have enjoyed a most glorious spring bursting all around them. It's gone from January to May in a matter of hours. When they arrive, they stop in their tracks. It's Aslan, surrounded by all these fantastic Narnians. Aslan is both majestic and approachable. Even still, it's a bit of a struggle.
Sons of Adam and daughters of Eve before animals.
Ah. All right, ladies first then. Okay, here we go. We have come, Aslan.
Welcome, Peter, son of Adam. Welcome, Susan and Lucy, daughters of Eve. Welcome, he-beaver and she-beaver. But where is the fourth?
He has betrayed his brothers and sisters and gone to the White Witch.
It's not completely his fault. I was pretty angry with him, and I think I made it easier for him to turn away.
Oh, please, Aslan, isn't there anything you can do to help him?
All shall be done, but it may be harder than you think. Let us prepare a feast. Ladies, please take the daughters of Eve and minister to them. Peter, come with me, and I will show you a far-off sight in the castle where you will be king.
Aslan takes him to the edge of a hill where he can see all of Narnia.
Wow. Beautiful. Wood, valley, and winding river that leads to the sea. What's that shining like a jewel where the river meets the sea?
That, oh man, that is Car Parabel of the Four Thrones, in one of which you must sit as king. I show it to you because you are the firstborn and will be high king over all the others.
Suddenly, there was what sounded like a bugle, but only richer.
It is your sister. She needs you. Go to her at once.
Peter runs to his sisters to find a giant wolf has chased Susan up a tree, and it looks as though she may be about to pass out. He did not feel brave in the moment, but did not make any difference for what he had to do. He rushed to the wolf, swung his sword, and missed. The wolf whirls around and lunges for Peter. Peter takes his sword and plunges it into the wolf, and it collapses on him, dead.
Well done, Peter. Quick, quick. I see another wolf in the thicket, and he will surely return to his mistress. Follow it and rescue the other son of Adam.
The fastest of the Narnians raced after the wolf to retrieve an exhausted Edmund. The next morning, the children awake to see Edmund and Aslan having a long talk. Aslan walks Edmund over, and Ed is restored back to them, hugging and asking for forgiveness and more hugs. They're so happy to have Edmund back. However, even as this reunion is taking place, the witch's dwarf appears.
The White Witch would like to ask you about for safe conduct to talk to you concerning deep magic.
She may, as long as she leaves her one behind.
And in strolls the witch, who is surprisingly smug, walking with a presumptuous confidence no Narnian could believe she had the gall to have.
You have a traitor here, Aslan.
Well, his offense was not against you.
Have you forgotten the deep magic?
Let's say I have. Tell us of this deep magic.
Tell you what is written on the stone table you stand beside. Tell you what the Emperor put into Narnia from the very beginning. You know that for every traitor belongs to me as my lawful prey, and that for every treachery I have a right to kill.
Oh, so you found yourself queen because of the Emperor's hangman. I see.
Peace, Beaver.
And so, that human creature is mine. His life is forfeit. His blood is my property.
Come and get it.
You think you can keep me away from what is mine by mere force? If I'm denied the beloved traitor, it will result in Narnia being overturned and perishing by fire and water.
It is very true. I do not deny it.
Oh, Aslan, is there anything you can do? Is there something you can do to work against it?
Work against the Emperor's magic?
With a frown on his face, no one mentioned anything like that again. Now, Edmund was on the other side of Aslan, and all he could stare at was Aslan's face. He never looked at the witch, his accuser. He just kept looking at Aslan. He began to wonder if he was supposed to do something, but then a peace rested on him, as if told him to wait. He just kept looking at Aslan.
Fall back, all of you. I will talk to the witch alone.
Lucy cried. Everyone felt the weight of this moment. The centaur stamped his hooves. Peter turned with his back to them, staring at the sea. Mr. and Mrs. Beaver held paws, but in the end, everyone became perfectly still and waited.
You may come back now. I've settled the matter. She has renounced her claim on your brother's blood.
It was at this moment everyone let out a big sigh of relief, as if they had all been holding their breath and could now breathe again.
How do I know this promise will be kept?
And with that, the White Witch picked up her skirt and ran for her life.
Other side. Killing Aslan. Yeah. Killing Aslan. Yeah.
It was a restless night of sleep for both Susan and Lucy, and they noticed that Aslan was beginning to leave camp. They followed him. At first, he didn't see them, but when there were no more shadows or bush to hide in, they walked toward him. He looked sad.
Oh, children, why have you come?
We couldn't sleep. May we come with you wherever you may be going?
Well, I would be glad for the company tonight. You may come as long as you promise to stop when I tell you to, and no matter what happens, remain unseen.
The girls walked with Aslan on each side, with their hands buried in his mane. He walked so slowly as if carrying a huge weight, to the point that he stumbled.
Aslan, are you okay?
Are you sick?
No, I'm just very sad and lonely.
They continued to walk up the hill to the stone table, and when they got to the last tree...
Oh, children, you must wait here and I will go alone. Farewell.
The girls hugged Aslan and cried into his mane. He then turned and walked into the open area surrounding the stone table. And this is what they saw.
Did you think that by all this you could save the human traitor? Understand that you've given me Narnia forever. You have lost your own life and you have not saved his. In that knowledge, despair and die.
Death, and especially the death of an innocent, is never easy to watch.
Thankfully, the night does not last forever. After the slaying of Aslan, the White Witch races to battle the sons of Adam and the Narnian army. Lucy and Susan, full of anguish and completely stunned at what they had just witnessed, run to the body of Aslan.
Oh, me, this cannot be.
Why didn't he even fight back?
I don't understand.
Let's try to free him from these ropes.
My hands are so cold and the ropes are so tight.
They both just collapse on the body of Aslan.
What is this climbing all over him?
It's field mice. No, go!
Wait, look. They're actually nibbling the ropes off him. There are hundreds of them. Bless their hearts. They don't know he's gone.
Now, I hope none of you have ever experienced such sadness. where you cry and cry until you have no tears left. A silence falls on you. Lucy, Susan, Aslan, and their sadness just sat there together. It was then the coldness of night began to creep into their bones and climbed all over them. Noticing the beginning lights of morning, they get up in order to move around. As they gaze out to the rising sun in the east, they hear a huge, thundering crash. The girls whirl around to see the stone table empty and cracked from one end to the other.
What's happening? Are they doing something worse to him?
Who's done this? Is it magic?
Yes, it is more magic.
Aslan!
Aren't you dead then, dear Aslan?
Not now.
You're not a
Do I look it?
Oh, you are real, you are real.
But what does this mean?
It means that though the witch knew the deep magic, there is a magic deeper still which she did not know. Her knowledge goes only back to the dawn of time, but if she could have looked a little further back, into the stillness and the darkness before time dawned, she would have read there a different incantation. She would have known that when a willing victim who had committed no treachery was killed in a traitor's stead, the table would crack and death itself would start working backwards. But daughters of Eve, we have no time to waste. We must join the battle, but first we have one stop to make.
Ah, yes. Time for that resolution conclusion, when all those loose ends get tied up
close.
like a parcel for the post.
Of course, the girls tumble in to the courtyard of the White Witch's castle after having the most exhilarating ride on the back of Aslan. Immediately, he starts breathing on different statues, bringing their hearts of stone to life again.
Aslan, come quick, I have found Mr. Tumnus. Don't worry, all things are being made right.
I think Mr. Tumnus is my favorite.
My dear Narnians, excuse me, the sons of Adam and your countrymen need help in the great battle with the White Witch. Join me.
With that, the swiftest Narnians curry all those willing and able to join Aslan in the fight against the evils of their world. Moments before they arrive, the White Witch seems to be prevailing. Looks like we may have a battle on our hands.
It looks more like a meet and greet to me.
Really? I don't think so. It looks like we've got bad guys on one side, good guys on the other. Of course it could be, but...
It's not all of them look that bad. I mean, well, never mind. They're definitely, it's definitely a battle.
Yeah.
what about Edmund?
Lucy, come quick. Your brother needs you.
Lucy pulls out her healing cordial and gives him a couple of drops. Before he is fully restored, Aslan sends her to tend to the other wounded, while he breathes life on all those who had been turned to stone.
Fine story, Jack.
Well, there is one more thing, the coronation. Aslan walks the sons of Adam and the daughters of Eve to Cair Paravel. It is there that Aslan makes them kings. Long live King Peter, the Magnificent. Long live King Edmund, the Just. And queens, long live Queen Susan, the Gentle. Long live Queen Lucy, the Valiant. Now all things had been made right in Narnia again, and the sons of Adam and daughters of Eve assumed their rightful place, ruling next to their creator, Aslan.
Fine story, old chap. You've given the people a hero again, and it's not them. Let me pray a blessing over this work. O Lord, may all who reads Jack's story see through the enemy's lies, no matter how beautiful or delicious they may seem. Help us to remember the great sacrifice of the Lion of Judah, and may the light of your Spirit continually guide us all back to you. In Jesus' name, amen.
my eyes on Jesus Christ, I'll say